Hello, folks. Thank you for being here. Today is December the 31st. It is the last trading day of the year. It's actually the last day of the year. And this is also the end of my 30 days of live streaming. Now, I don't know, this is not going to be the end of live streaming by any means, especially given what we've got going on tomorrow. But I don't know that I'm going to be live streaming every single day in January at noon. I do still intend to live stream at noon for a good chunk of it, but it might not necessarily be every day, but I will keep everybody up to date. Speaking of tomorrow, I have something I want to talk to you about. Have an interesting New Year's Day planned for anybody out there who is thinking, well, I got nothing to do but watch football. Well, you could watch football or you could watch me. You could watch both at the same time. Tomorrow, I've got my Streamathon number 2. Now, if you were here for Black Friday, that was Streamathon number 1, but I'm basically going to be teaching courses on, as you can see there, how to trade options. I've had some questions from the community that we've got, our Godly Trading community, which is, you can access here. Go to facebook.com, groups, Godly Trading. Absolutely free community. I would encourage anybody to join, but it's had some questions in there. Where's my face at? My face is down here. There we go. I had some questions in the community about, hey, I do this, but I'd love to learn that. Or I've always wanted to do. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to take these and turn them into courses. And those courses will be available online on demand. And they'll be, that's for members. But for everybody else, if you want to watch these things, if you want to take these courses for free, I'm going to be presenting these live for everybody. And then the replays will be, on demand will be for members only. But so tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. Central, which would be 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going to start with our first 3, how to trade. Now, these are not going to be basics. These are going to be somewhere between basic and intermediate. The premise here is, let's assume that you already know how to trade something and you want to learn how to trade these other areas. So how to trade options, how to trade stocks, and how to trade Forex, which is the one I trade the most. But I do trade all 3 of these. And then one of the most important things questions that I've gotten are less of a question and more of a concern from some of the members is, hey, this is all great and I love this and I'm trading on demo, but I don't have any money. I want to trade live. How do I do that? How do I trade if I don't have any money to trade? So our 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock web sessions, or what are the mastermind training classes, are going to be about what do you do? What are some alternatives? What are some options for you if you don't have money in your trading account? How can we help that? How can we solve that problem? And then lastly, probably the most important, which is why I'm putting it last, is how to create your trade plan. The key to being a successful trader is sticking to your trade plan 100%. Well, what if you don't have a trade plan? And this was something that held me back so much when I first got started, was no one was willing to show me a trade plan. It's always like, well, it's got to be tailored to you. And that's true. But you really do need to see what a trade plan looks like first before you can make your own. You need some sort of template. So I'm going to go through the steps. How do I create a trade plan that fits me, and not only me, my personality, but my life, my lifestyle, my trading account, all of those things. So that's tomorrow. I really sincerely hope I make it through. Last time my voice was just about gone by the end of it. But yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, got 6 hours of live streaming tomorrow. So with that said, let me get rid of this slide and go to today is, make myself smaller. Today is our 2024 trade review. And this is going to be for trades that we are trading together in our Facebook group and also my personal trading. And so that's where we're going to start off. So this is, so why are we doing this? Why do you need to worry about the end of the year and looking at this? It sometimes goes without saying, but we're going to say it anyway. You absolutely need to review daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, what's going on. And people think, well, that's common knowledge. Well, it didn't used to be common knowledge until a fellow named Solomon came along, and he says, be diligent to know the state of your flocks. Remember, in Solomon's day, livestock were the measure of wealth. These days, it would be stock would be a measure of wealth. But back then, it was livestock. Be sure, be diligent, actively aware, not just, I think I know, but actively aware to know the state of your flocks and attend to your herd. So know what's going on and monitor and manage what's going on. That's proper. Solomon said that, what was that, 6,000 years ago? Still applicable today. So let's be diligent to know the state of our herds as they are today. So this, you're like, hang on. I can't see that. Bear with me. I've got a boiled down version of this. I'm just showing you these are live. This is my Forex, no, my FX book, and you can. This is public. Anybody can access this. This is my personal trading strategy that I only show a couple of times because it's a little more complicated than the dead simple strategies that we do together in our Facebook group. Here it is on the Darwinex account. This is this one. This is this one on my FX book that anyone can see. There's on Darwinex, and some people can find this. But so there's the overall equity curve. You think, hey, these don't really match up. Let me get to that in just a second. Here's the returns per month on Darwinex. This is a prop firm account that I'll be going over tomorrow. I've been there with them for 8 months. So yes, I know you couldn't see any of that. I apologize. It's mainly there for proof of validity I'm not just making these numbers up. And then here's my Wanda account, my actual $500, my money in the account, trading Frank, Forrest, and Bob. So all of that was just, here are the actual charts. You probably can't see them. Let me give you the numbers. So for my personal strategy, you say, what in the world? But there's a world of difference between 7.92 and 15.8. Yes, there is. When I first started trading with Darwinex, I was still in the mindset of the previous prop firm that I had been trading with, which is the Fivers, which I still kind of have, but there's a whole issue with U.S. traders. All I have to say, over at the Fivers, I only traded 0.5% risk per trade. I now trade 1% risk per trade, and I intended to back then, but because of specific rules to the Fivers, I cranked it down to 0.5%. Well, lo and behold, and I'll get into this tomorrow when we explain Darwinex. Darwinex, in order to compare everybody's together, adjusts everybody's numbers to 1% risk per trade. About 3 weeks in, I realized, I'm still trading at 0.5% risk, but now I can't double my risk because Darwinex has this engine. So what I tell everybody is that first number, that is based on 0.5% risk per trade. I trade 1% risk per trade, so just double that number, which is where we get 15.8. So year to date, I've made 15.8% on this account. That's since April. That's 3/4 of the year. So over on Darwinex, again, they had that risk engine that adjusts things. 15.8 became 13.8. So that is at 0.5% risk per trade, which if you're conservative, that's fine. That's 10.5% a year. If you trade like I do, which is 1% risk a year, I have returned 21%, which is the actual number. 21% risk, 21% return for this year, which is, I'm very, 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 very pleased with that. And then over on Darwinex again with adjustments, 18%. This is a number that investors can invest in. So that's my personal trading strategy, around 20%. Let's call it that. Very happy with that. Now, the three strategies that I'm going to be going into tomorrow I'm going to go into them in depth on the stock episode, the stock webinar, which is at 10 a.m. Central. I'm going to be going in deep dive into what Frank, Forrest, and Bob actually mean. But those are the strategies that we are actively, that I am showing all my trades in the Facebook group and on YouTube and all of that. So I've only been at this for a month. I've returned basically 2% in that 1 month, which is around 24% annually. Fantastic results for Frank, Forrest, and Bob. The thing I love about them is they are dead simple. That's how they got their name. I'll explain more tomorrow. They got their name because they are dead simple. And this strategy trades any and everything. My personal, I'm only Forex. I'll get into why tomorrow when I talk about Forex. I've got comments. I didn't even realize it. I am so sorry. People are saying hi. Well, this fellow said hi. Hi. And this fellow said hi. Hello. And this lady said hi. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. I need to leave that on the comments page. So Frank, Forrest, and Bob have together, it hasn't been a very active month in December. I was kind of surprised. But most of them there are Frank. There's a few Forrest and Bobs in there. So that's the return on that. Now, let me show you the ones that are less trading and more investing, but it's still part of my personal strategy. So I've got the wheel strategy that I'm trading. This is trading options on a monthly basis. So this is still trading. It's just trading on a very long time frame. You think, wow, 4% in a month, 50% a year? Well, there's reasons why these numbers are the way they are. Number one, it's just one trade because I've only been at it for a month. So I had one month-long trade. And it's a $500 account. Normally, I wouldn't risk the entire balance. I wouldn't put the entire balance at work all at one time. But the smaller your account size, the more of it you have to put at risk at any one time. Now, I say risk. This is options. I mean, the risk is perfectly defined. So it was a 2% risk trade, I think, overall. So it's the return based on how much money was dollar for dollar. Yeah, 4% for 1 month. It's fantastic. Still just one trade. And then the income ETFs. Now, this is the simpler than dead simple strategy, which is investing in, this is investing, not trading, investing in income generating ETFs. These are ETFs that trade options themselves, that do something to actively generate income. And then they give that pay back as a dividend, at least monthly. One of them pays weekly. So year to date, I've been at this since the middle of November. Year to date, I've gotten 2.25%. And if you annualize that, that's about 17% a year for buying something and never touching it again. That's just fantastic. If I could do that with all of my strategies, I would. And in fact, the trading income will feed into this strategy over time. Because, I mean, if I can make 17% and not trade, I'll probably do that. Now, having said all of that, I'm a big proponent of, let me make myself more emphatic here. I'm a big proponent of have multiple streams of income, which is why I consider my trading, my personal trading strategy, my wheel strategy on options, and my income ETFs, 3 separate income streams. They each have their own account balance that is separate, set aside just for them. So I consider that 3 separate income streams. And you've got business, you've got your job. So when I look at this, and I'm ready to try that. When I look at this, okay, I've got, this is one, this is trading. This is 2 more. So these are 3 separate income streams, and they're all doing a pretty good job. And I would absolutely encourage anybody who's a trader to say, fine, once you have your trading mentality down, once you've gotten over the edge, once you have become a successful trader in your head, and we'll get into tomorrow, what does it mean to be a successful trader? It's not what you think it means. But once you have gotten over the hump and you are a successful trader in your head, at that point, start diverting some energy into developing a second and a third stream. So for me, it was, okay, I've got Forex trading down pat. Let's go back into stocks with Frank and Forrest and Bob. Got that going. Now let's get back into the wheel strategy with options. And then, okay, let's, at the same time, we're going to take some money from all of these and start feeding these income ETFs. And so you develop 3 or 4 income streams, and then you're never dependent on one. This is why I had a video a couple days ago that says, don't trade for a living. And the crux of it was, don't have trading be your only source of income. Just like I would say, don't let your job be your only source of income. Don't have one source of income. Have multiple. So that is it for today. Thank you all for being here. Those are the results, the actual live, real money, my money results for what we're getting out of these different strategies. Again, I encourage you all. This is free. It's open to anybody. The links are both currently sitting in YouTube and in Facebook. Jump in. You don't have to sit for the entire 6 hours. But if there's something on this list that where's the list at? It's right there. There's something on this list that you're interested in. I would highly encourage anybody to jump in for the last one, how to create a trade plan. But if you're struggling with, I don't have any money, then those next to last 2 are going to be very beneficial. And then if you're interested in saying, hey, I trade stocks, I love to learn Forex, or I trade stocks, I love to learn options, join us for our morning sessions. With that, guys, I thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here with me the entire month of December. I appreciate it. It was an exercise in discipline, in streaming and content creation discipline, and I think I gave myself a 95% on that. With that, thank you for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow